Ding, 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 bang, slam. The sound Muhammad Ali would hear every time he stepped into a boxing ring. The world's best boxer, many like to call him. Someone who many look up to and aspire to be like. Muhammad Ali may be the most controversial and prominent boxer of all time. His life was filled with both struggles and difficulties, but in the face of all, he managed to rise to each challenge, one by one, despite all the odds against him. He had many struggles, one being a young black man growing up in Southern America in the 1950s. I'm sure you can imagine already how hard that would be. In such a time where there was so much slavery and discrimination. He was only 12 years old when his bike was stolen. A police officer told him at this incident that he should take up boxing to better protect himself. His life in boxing began fighting the bullies who taunted him and ultimately gave him the drive and encouragement he needed to become one of, if not the greatest boxers of all time. Another huge part of his life was when he refused to go to war and be inducted into the military, because he didn't want to fight for something he didn't believe in, which was the idea of war. He was then taken out of the ring for 3.5 years for not showing up to his induction into the military. This was a law at the time, that you must fight for your country if you were 16 years or older and a male. After that 3.5 years of not boxing and being pulled out of the ring, he pulled through and got back into the ring to fight again. He was undefeated, 48-0 in 1970 until his match with Frazier, the first fight he had ever lost in his professional career. To most people, this would get them down and make them feel bad about themselves, but to Ali, it pushed him to be even greater. He trained harder and was dedicated to become more than he had already been. He then rematched Frazier in 1974 and won with an unanimous decision on who had won. Now, you're probably wondering where I fit into this whole speech. Well, I look up to Muhammad Ali and the way he lived his life with passion and dedication. I too live my life this way. I'm only 17 years old, and I'm going to graduate high school at the end of this school year with a 3.7 or higher GPA. I will also be receiving my Associates of Arts with an emphasis in biology. I am on the president's list at Highline, and I work a part-time job that most weeks end up being a full-time job. And in the summer of 2015, I will start my 2-year plan to become a trauma nurse before the age of 21. The workload of this is going to be a full-time job in itself, along with the full-time job I'm going to have to keep to support myself and going to school. I aspire to one day look back on my life and think, wow, I've done a lot, and I'm so proud of all the things I have accomplished. Now what about you? Do you live your life like the great, powerful Muhammad Ali? If not, I encourage you to. Go out and do something you never thought you could have. Now take risks and show dedication to what you want to see happen in life.